Welcome to the Spirit Guide Daily. These are daily readings that will cross your path when they are meant to. They can also serve as intermediate tarot lessons to help expand your understanding of the cards, including reversals. This is the Dragon's Tarot, bringing you 3 predictive cards. This is the Beach Time Soul. It's also called the Island Wellness. It's also called the Love Oracle. This is a deck that is a good love oracle, but my goodness, did they struggle with branding. And this is the Moonology deck, which you will very seldom see me using, but I saw it sitting over on a shelf and I was like, get in the game. He was like, Coach, put me in. Here we go. Let's get going. What's coming up for the collective today, please? What's coming up for the collective today? Let's get going before I get started. Please don't forget to subscribe because it helps my channel. If you like the reading, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. If you want to book me for a private reading, there's a link to my website in the description box down below. Okay. All right, so guys, I found these in batches, and the Emperor has been all over this. This is the Emperor in reverse. Not my favorite card. It's a card of an abuse of power. Now, it is possible that, like, I'm fairly certain of when this batch will go up. It is possible that we're dealing with some debt ceiling issues in the United States. I really don't like to read on politics, so I'm just going to keep powering through. With the 7 of Swords in the upright, which is a strategy card, it can be lies, deceit, manipulation. It's a private investigator's card, by the way. The other thing it can be is the Lone Wolf card, and the other thing it can be is treading carefully, kind of walking on eggshells vibe. There's a bated breath energy around this because this is, again, an abuse of power. The 7 of Swords in the upright, one of the meanings of it, because in the Rider-Waite, it is somebody walking around carrying swords. This is not for this particular reading. This is to help other people for their personal readings. This is one of the cards that can be about a gunman. So keep that part in mind as well. And it has nothing to do with this one. With the 6 of Cups in reverse, which is a difficult relationship from the past. Well, okay. It can be the past causing you to be triggered as well. It can be one of the cards of emotional triggers. It's not here. There are 3 different meanings here. I'm going to go with the most primary one. A relationship from the past in which there was an abuse of power, you were lied to a great deal. It has damaged your view of the future and of the people around you too much. Please, please try to remember that even if somebody did you super, super dirty, even if they were not alone in that, then it does not then mean that everybody is out to do you dirty. Like, you don't have to have your guards set to, like, you know, Fort Knox. You have to be able to let that person's actions be about that person versus the world entire. Now, that's one meaning here. For another, you really are being warned that somebody in your life is potentially not telling you the truth about their past, and to be a little bit careful for anybody embarking on a new relationship. I always urge, again, private investigator card, people to do a cursory background check on somebody that they have begun a new romantic relationship with. It would save people, it's like all of $13. There are sites all over the place that will tell you at least whether or not the basics of what they're telling you is the truth. And it is not mistrustful. It is important to protect yourself. I do have permission to tell this story, by the way. I literally reached out to the person who told me, and she's like, by all means, tell people. I have a client who, one of the best clients people around, works with disabled people. She's an amazing human being. In her readings over and over again, I kept getting cards about don't mix your money with somebody else's. That's very important. It'll be very triggering for you. She finally told me why, and it was because she had been the victim of a dating site scheme years ago, like 7 years ago, in which this person dated her for 3 months. 3 full months. They invested 90 darn days of their time in the con that they were playing on her, in which they waited 90 days. They didn't have credit cards of their own, but they found something they wanted to buy for her, and could they use her credit card and they would pay her back. So she, being very touched, thought how sweet, how kind, how generous, gave this person the numbers that they needed, and of course they went and charged it to the sky to an extent that she was not able to even pay it back and had to file a form of bankruptcy around that. And this is one of the reasons that I tell people it's okay to not start from a place of completely open trust It is okay to verify if somebody has given you the basics of the truth. It would save people a world of trouble if they found out, oh my gosh, you have a whole family in Arizona, you're still married. Like, it would help. It would help. So for new people on that, if it will help you settle into trusting somebody, you can also quite simply allow somebody to know afterwards if you feel really slimy. Like, hey, listen, I'm sorry I got bitten in the past, so I went ahead and did a cursory background check on you. It is not some deep dive. It will just tell you whether or not they really have had the relationships that they say they do. It can also give you an idea of somebody's net worth, and it's just a good idea. We have balance, spirituality, and practicality. There we go, full moon in Pisces. And my goodness, that's exactly what we're talking about. And for people who are a little bit held in stasis because they're like, I got burned so badly by this relationship from the past, that's one of the ways that you can have trust going forward. Is it's like, and you really can tell people, hey, listen, you should probably tell me the truth because I am going to do one of those, who is this person, PI searches for, again, it's $13 to $15. It's not, it's okay to protect yourself from potential thieves. Honest to goodness. And unfortunately, particularly in the dating world, particularly for dating sites, we do have to be a little self-protective. That's how you keep yourself safe. That's how you keep yourself safe. And honest to goodness, an upfront person who knows your own backstory is not going to be offended by that, because you're not, again, it is not having them followed. Where were you at this time? It's making sure that the basic details match what you're being told. We have karmic relationship, fleeting triggers, turmoil, resentment, lessons, letting go, and loving you. Karmic relationships teach us lessons about what is coming up. And then we have be lighthearted, finding out. Things coming to light, adapt, change, and heal. All right, guys, there's no way around it. We're getting a tiny little bit of a warning around new relationships in your life and how to establish trust appropriately. Remember, no one else is responsible for your past. Honest to goodness, like, we can't keep somebody in arm's distance forever because you've had difficulties in the past. You can only confirm what you know about this person and extend your trust appropriately. But things, be lighthearted and things coming to light. With this gave me the private investigator card and the balance, spirituality, and practicality. This is a very hyper-specific message, but please hear it. If you have just embarked on a new relationship, but you have a troubled relationship history in which somebody abused your love, essentially, they used the fact that you loved them to lie to you and you didn't suspect them because you are a trusting person. We see the world as we are. The easiest way to do that is to do a little bit of background information on somebody. And it's not so you can hold their past against them. It's so that you know who you're really dealing with, okay? And again, if it turns out that it's like, no, they're free, they're clear, they are exactly who they say they are, well, isn't that delightful to find out? And you can tell somebody in the aftermath, listen, this is nothing against you personally, but I have been burned to the point where I was standing in the smoking cinders of my prior life. And so this is what I did. You can be upfront and honest. It does not have to be subterfuge. It can actually be something that you're very open about. But that will also help you establish trust appropriately. If you need to confirm due to past damage that somebody is in fact different, go ahead and do that. It can be very helpful indeed. Take care. Be well. That was Spirit Guide Daily for today.